The FBI has arrested a suspect in the worst leak of secret US intelligence documents in years.
You might have heard of this huge leak of classified US intelligence. It shows that the US is spying not just on its adversaries, but also its friends.
Let's be honest, now that we're living in the digital age, secrets can be just as volatile as bombs, and sometimes the biggest threats are just hiding in plain sight. Who would think that after the US government spent billions of dollars on cybersecurity, all it takes is a guy named Jack the Dripper to leak sensitive information on a Minecraft Discord server called Thug Shaker Central. Today, we're going to dive deep into the story of how insane it is that a 21-year-old had access to sensitive military documents, and not just any 21-year-old, but a 21-year-old who a quick social media search would have demonstrated didn't have the intelligence to work in intelligence. Let's dive in. Let's start with the background of today's protagonist, Jack Teixeira. He comes from a military family with big dreams of serving their country. With a stepfather who bled military green and a mother committed to veteran causes, the Massachusetts Air National Guard's enlistment papers seemed less a choice and more a hereditary rite of passage.
They are the parents of the young airman who blew a hole in national security. They came to court to see their son.
But let's rewind the tapes a bit. Jack wasn't always the unassuming, dutiful airman. He was once a high school kid with an inclination towards controversial discussions. So much so that he was suspended from school for discussing Molotov cocktails, guns, and racial threats. He later claimed it was related to a video game, but few bought the story. A few years and an enlistment later, Teixeira's career in the Air National Guard was blossoming. As a cyber transport system specialist, he maintained military communication networks, a delicate job involving classified information. He climbed the ranks swiftly, and by July 2022, he added Airman First Class to his name. But there's more to this picture. This young, problematic boy is the same man posting ominous threats online and spilling out casual racial slurs while firing guns.
Jews, scam, rape, and I'm ag dump.
Is he a victim of misunderstood teenage rebellion or a ticking time bomb? This chapter, my friends, only sets the stage. Despite his military ranking, the central aspect of this story is the Discord group where it all began. Welcome to the deep, dark digital rabbit hole of Thug Shaker Central, a humble online sanctuary where discussions were as likely to involve Minecraft as they were classified military documents. Founded amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, this Discord server was more than just a chat room. It was a tight-knit digital fraternity of about 24 members bonded over a shared love for firearms, offensive memes, Orthodox Catholicism, and the occasional discourse on global conflict. After obtaining a top-secret security clearance in 2021, our friend Jack the Dripper found himself with a well of classified information. It's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, only with less chocolate and more high-stakes military intelligence. And just like the fat kid from the movie, Teixeira couldn't resist the taste. What caused the leaks to start isn't actually clear. However, there are unverified reports on Reddit that he was called a cuck after claiming to have top secret military intel, which set off a chain of events culminating in him providing secrets to his circle of friends. And so it began. When Jack wasn't busy mastering cyber transport systems or rearranging his sizable arsenal, he moderated the forum, churning out tidbits of sensitive information in bite-sized portions. It's said that the reports began as paragraphs of text around December 2022. However, brief detailed leaks, such as the size of Russia's force in Ukraine, are said to have began being leaked much earlier. But what happens when an audience becomes tone deaf to your orchestration? Well, in Jack's case, crank up the volume, right? Cue in Jack's crescendo. In an effort to impress the kids he moderated, Jack started sharing images of classified documents after complaining that people in the chat were more interested in YouTube videos than the state secrets he was sharing. He then leaked data said to contain a cocktail mix of the Pentagon's Joint Staff's battlefield blueprints, detailed analysis by the CIA, maps of Ukrainian air defenses, and South Korea's covert plans for ammo delivery. You might say it was Teixeira's attempt at becoming the life of the party. Still, people have mixed emotions about it.
I just think our kids are not mature.
Kids
Bullshit.
are immature. That's why they're kids.
Not at 21.
And while Jack was said to be leaking these pieces of information, the Air Force repeatedly wrote him up, noting he was seen pocketing notes of classified intel. In February, he was allegedly looking up material unrelated to his duties. Yet for some reason, military command failed to act beyond issuing more paperwork. Now let's turn our attention to the ripple effects these leaks had. Teixeira never intended for them to go viral, despite posting them on the internet in a room full of people interested in sharing intel. Instead, his grand plan was simple: impress his little tribe of gaming enthusiasts with a display of classified US secrets. You know, as one does on a Tuesday. What starts as an exclusive reveal for the Thug Shaker Central soon leaks out into other Discord servers. Like a contagion, these documents find themselves ping-ponging to places like the YouTube creator Wow Mao server and the Minecraft Earth Map server. In a totally expected turn of events, the leaking documents made their debut on 4chan and a pro-Russian Telegram channel in early April. By April the 7th, the Discord channel where these confidential documents had been paraded around hastily pulled down the images and started closing its digital shutters. But by then, the horse had already left the barn and was galloping around in broad daylight. This leak's timeline culminates on April 13th, when authorities pinpoint Jack Teixeira as the proverbial leaker of the classified documents, culminating in his arrest by the FBI in Massachusetts, and the next day he made his first appearance in court.
America is left to wonder how the 21-year-old had access to so much. His leaks have left the Pentagon and the CIA severely embarrassed.
So here we are in the court's unenviable glare, with Jack Teixeira squaring off against charges that read like a Tom Clancy novel. Teixeira, our would-be maverick of military leaks, finds himself with the weight of the 1917 Espionage Act pressing down upon him. The charges: unauthorized retention and transmission of national defense information, and willful retention of classified documents with a potential penalty of 15 years in the slammer.
Today, the Justice Department arrested Jack Douglas Teixeira in connection with an investigation into alleged unauthorized removal, retention, and transmission of classified national defense information.
Yes, my friends, we're dusting off legislation from the same year America entered World War I. For those not up to speed on their legislative history, the Espionage Act was originally created to combat spying during times of war. It's been pulled out of the history books on occasion, most notably for whistleblowers and leakers like Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden. Essentially, it's the equivalent of a legal sledgehammer, originally designed to squash spies, but now used to squelch leaks. So, what's the damage? You see, the disclosure of classified military documents didn't just dampen the spirit of the Pentagon, but also gave a few allies the jitters. Quite frankly, they had good reason to feel uneasy. You'd expect a series of awkward phone calls after something like this. Well, that's precisely what happened. Intelligence officers in London, Brussels, Berlin, Dubai, and Kiev were dialing DC, looking for answers and probably a little reassurance. Our Ukrainian friends in particular were miffed, and frankly, who can blame them? Imagine sharing your deepest secrets with a friend only to find them sprawled over a Discord server. With the leaks splashing the headlines, they found themselves having to rejig their military plans. So let's wrap it up. We have a wannabe digital Casanova Jack mainlining likes and reactions from his online crew like it's black tar heroin. He's more desperate for the dopamine hit of an upvote than a monkey pushing a lever for a banana pellet. He's your quintessential Gen Z, feeding the social media beast with more and more explosive content, hoping for that next hit of validation. But folks, let's pump the brakes for a second. How does someone with such a flaming lack of judgment, someone whose background check should have tripped more alarms than a Las Vegas slot machine, end up with the keys to the classified kingdom? I mean, just a quick peek at his online antics make it clear that the kid wasn't even ready to drive, let alone navigate military intelligence. And here's the kicker. Some keyboard warriors are hailing him a hero. Yeah, because nothing screams hero like a guy getting his jollies off by playing fast and loose with national security. He wasn't standing up for civil liberties, he was trying to up his social media game. So here's a thought. Maybe next time we're handing out top secret clearances, we take a quick gander at the online personas of the applicants. I mean, we Google our dates, why not our potential security risks? Because as fun as it might be to watch the Pentagon squirm, I'd rather not have national security play second fiddle to an online pissing contest. In the words of the ancient philosopher Spider-Man,
with great power comes great responsibility.
So maybe let's think twice before we give a kid the nuclear codes just because he can complete a Sudoku puzzle. As far as I'm concerned, the only thing Jack should be leaking is his mom's Tupperware. So just remember, the next time you call someone a cuck on a Discord server, there's a chance they are putting national security at risk. Because apparently the US military doesn't properly screen any of these people. So guys, we just recently launched this channel and we noticed that 99.9% of our viewers are not subscribed. So if you enjoyed this video, we need your help in growing this channel. By subscribing, that would help us keep the lights on and make sure that our crews have jobs in these uncertain times. So please hit that subscribe button, and we promise to make more quality videos that I'm sure you're going to love. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Also, let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you think that Jack should be let off easy here, or do you think that the US should really make an example of him? Let me know what you think, guys.